Today it was about economic growth, sustainable growth and the private sector. We are living in another world. There has been a time that we always watched to the government for social issues, for the solution for it. And of course we need governments, but at the same moment you can see that the private sector has to play another role. As you see, worldwide there is conviction that companies have to contribute to finding solutions for global issues. And of course you need to profit as a company, otherwise you cannot exist. But the question is, how do you realize these profits? What is sustainability all about? What does it mean for doing business?
So sustainability is of course very popular nowadays, and we tend to focus on the large companies, which is a good thing because large companies are leaders in their field. However, my concern is of course that we should be aware of the enormous number of smaller companies that are down the supply chain. And really what I think is that we need a standard setting of the big companies to actually be applied all through the supply chain. And there is an important part of the work that hasn't been done yet.
Es hungert mich, gib mir Brot, sonst sterbe ich. Warte nur, mein liebes Kind, morgen wollen wir backen, geschwind. Und als das Brot gebacken war, lag das Kind auf der Totenbar.
Of course, it's not only about these big companies, these multinationals, it's also about their suppliers. So it's important that you generate a process in which the bigger companies and the smaller ones can work together, but on the basis of sustainability. And therefore you need alliances. Companies cannot act alone. If you want to achieve these goals, of course there must be cooperation between governments, businesses and NGOs.
I think the governments have lost the leadership in some of these issues. However, we need governments because they are the ones to set the legal framework and to set the regulation. And of course we need an independent verification. Otherwise, if there is no transparency, we cannot really have sustainable development.
It's my fault.
Companies have to be aware of the fact that we are running out of time. We all know that we'll have 9 billion people in 2050. We have the scarcity of natural resources. And the most important thing is that companies are saying, we take up our responsibility. And you have to be very concrete. What's your responsibility towards development cooperation? What do you do for education in those parts of the world? What about energy policy? How can you take benefit of renewables or being more efficient? What are you doing for CO2 emissions reduction?
One of the most important things is that we do look at the right time frame. This is not an issue for the next few years. Sustainability is about decades and generations, and there are some big issues at the horizon about how to make our energy more sustainable. It's important not to sort of get ourselves bogged down to the issues of today. I think our issues are very solvable, even the longer term ones. We have an enormous track record, a fantastic one as humanity, that we have learned to solve many issues. We will do so here too. So in the end, my message really is an optimistic one. But sustainability is a subject that will not go away, that will evolve as we learn more about ourselves and the planet.
A key word in my life has been and will always be responsibility. You're not there only for your own self-interest. And therefore you need a responsible society. You must have responsible acting private companies, but also responsible acting governments. And another notion is that responsibility is also a matter of common responsibility. Therefore it's so important to talk about new alliances. Well, this inspires me. How can we talk about responsibility today and tomorrow?
And I think this kind of, it bears the solution, a solution for sustainability, but it's kind of extreme, I think.
Sustainability is about human rights, about climate change, about energy, about integrity and transparency. It's about community engagement. All these elements are linked to sustainability. So therefore, there's a clear tie between responsibility and sustainability.
Man hands on misery to man, it deepens like a coastal shelf. Man hands on misery to man, it deepens like a coastal shelf. and don't have